I wanted to go over a couple of statistics. Abuse and abusers, it's only about 10% of our population who are abusive. And however, with that 10% of our population, we have 25% of women being victimized and 1 in 6 boys. In the state of Oregon, however, it's different here. In the state of Oregon, this was part of the Count Her In study, it found that over 1 million women and girls have been victimized. That is 1 in 2. That's not 1 in 4. That is 50% of the female population in the state of Oregon has been a victim of physical or sexual violence. We're talking about young girls and grown women sometime in their lifetime. We are also seeing that from the FBI statistics a couple years ago when I did these presentations, I was telling people we are the 3rd most dangerous state to be a woman in. As of 2019, at the beginning of the year, when I checked the FBI statistics for 2018, we are now the 2nd most dangerous state to be a woman in. And so just having that awareness that if you are living inside this bubble, thinking that Oregon is this great human rights liberal state, I just popped your bubble right there. And we just need to have that kind of awareness that these things are happening all around us. Touching just a tiny bit on custody, every year throughout the United States, we have 58,000 children every year sent to live with their abuser, not because the victim parent, whether it's the mom or the dad, not because that victim parent is a bad parent, but because they were out-lawyered and outmaneuvered in a system that is not educated on what abuse and violence looks like. So when I have talked with these abusers and sat down and had candid conversations with them about why they do what they do, and when people find out what I do, they often, especially the mothers with the young children under their arms, they say, so what does a bad guy look like? and I'll tell you what a bad guy looks like, okay? There's a couple different kinds of bad guys, what they look like. You could have a bad guy that looks like, it's almost like a predator looking at you. It's something almost not human, that coldness in their eyes, and you just feel cold when you walk into the room with them, and their conversations are without empathy, without emotion, and so there's that kind where you just know, there's that instinctual part of you that knows to be afraid. And then there are the predators that look like your minister, your coach, your teacher, your grandma, those kind of predators, and we call those the pillar of the community type predators. And it is the perfect place to hide in plain sight. And an example of a predator would be like Bill Cosby. You know, I grew up my parents talking wonderful things about him. Look what he does for the community. Look at all the great family values he's teaching. Look at all the money he donates, and look at all this. But then we find out years later there's a long line of victims that have been terrorized. And I believe that's, especially for children, a very hard thing to understand, is that their thinking is very black and white. You're either a good guy or a bad guy. So how can a good guy do something so bad? And I think that even as adults, we sometimes have a hard time with that concept. How can somebody who does good things also do really bad things?